Okay, so what I'd like you to do is to figure out your total square footage. So step one is you're going to click on the main architecture tab in area. And it says area plans, basically the only choice you have available. So I click that. If you're doing it for level 1, make sure it's on level 1. You can change this to gross building, even though it doesn't really matter at this point. But I hit OK. It asks you, hey, do you want to create boundary lines to the outside of the walls? And yes, you do. Then right away, basically, it gives you the total square footage. But most of you have a garage. So how do you deal with that? And the answer is basically you're going to go here to step 2 in your notes is you're going to go to area boundary. So I click this, and let's say my garage is in this area. So I'm going to go left, pick my line tool. So you write that down, pick line tool, and I'm going to go ahead and let's just pretend that my garage is this area. So now what you're going to do is like move this line down, and this line here, I can move this one down so it matches up. So I think I'll delete this one. So now I have the total square footage without the garage. Now this is what I want to show you that's really cool. If you want to make a room bigger or something, like let's say I move this with my arrows, you guys see how the square footage goes down? So it's really nice. So for example, let's say you want to bring a wall out because you have more square footage that you have. Basically, as you move a wall, your square footage will be updated. So that's how that works. And I told you this yesterday, but for this house, we're not going to be doing the room and room separators. So I'd like everyone right now to basically do this one task. All right, so for some reason the area didn't show up, then come see me. You can move this thing out of the way if you want. And then remember these lines here, you can just kind of clean up. You might have to delete a line, but for some reason it doesn't really matter if they don't perfectly connect. Just for some reason it's not that picky. So that's how you do that. So the next thing I want to go over is if you want to do a custom window that's bigger. So for example, if I go to window here, I can't go bigger than this. So if you take notes right now, how do you do a big window? Step 1 is you hit edit type. First you get the right style that you want, but you hit edit type. And you never ever want to change anything in here because you're going to mess with the default library. So it's a bad idea. So what's a good practice is to hit duplicate. And you can call it, my 8-foot large window. Give it a name. And now you've made a duplicate. So now it's okay to change this to different numbers. So that's how you do it. That's how you do a big window. You want to do duplicate. And as far as how big is too big, the answer is basically it has to be able to fit on a semi-truck, and it has to be able to go under bridges. So you can't say to yourself, I'm going to helicopter in a 40-foot long window. It's not possible. It has to be able to fit on a semi-truck. And so keep it realistic. Keep it realistic. But at the same time, I think what Revit provides you is, you definitely could go bigger than what Revit provides you. So that's how you do a bigger window. The other thing I wanted to talk about was if you want to do a curved window, which of course would be really expensive, but let's take a look at how you could do a curved window here. And I'll just do it. I'm just going to go ahead and do it. So for doing curves, there's a couple different options. There's like start end radius. There's this option. Let me just go ahead and do this one. So let's say this is my curve. How do you make that, for example, be glass? So let me quickly get my windows here. WT to tile my windows. All right, so here we go. So on this wall right here, I'm going to have it be only 2 feet off the ground. Okay, so there's my wall. Now I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do a wall, start end radius, same thing, left click, left click. Okay, so now on this wall, let me do that one more time. Okay, so here's my second wall here. So on this wall, I could say I'm going to offset this thing 2 feet off the ground. 2 feet off the ground. And then I kind of have high walls right now, but let's say I put down here something like 10 feet. Let me quickly change my other walls here just to be these guys be 12 feet, how about? All right, so now with this wall right here, how do you make this be glass? So this is where you might take a note with your pen or pencil, because you're going to do this in a second for practice. So if I go to Edit Type again, and I go to Duplicate, I'll call it like something like Curved Glass Wall. And then where it says Structure, write that down, Structure, you'd hit Edit. And then in here is where you can make some changes. So where you see that little dot, dot, dot? That little dot, 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 I click that. And then it brings up all kinds of materials, from acoustic ceiling, shingles, brick, concrete. And so down under G, there's some regular glass, glazed glass. So I'll pick this. And you can see under the Appearance tab, you can even really get into changing like the tint of it. Like you can really go in here and change a bunch of stuff. But I'm just going to pick glass right now. And so now, turn. So you can see it's glass. And now, to get a wall up above this, let me do this one last time, and then you're going to practice this. I go to Wall, I go left click, all right, so I got this wall. Now the base offset, what is it going to be? This wall right here is 2 feet off the ground and 10 feet. So basically, that wall ends at 12 feet, right? So I believe, if I do this right, that I would offset this guy 12 feet, and then the top of it would be at 2 feet. Let's see. Wait, 3 feet. Sorry. All right. So that's one way to do a curved wall that's glass. So I'm going to have all of you guys practice that right now. Even if you don't want a curved wall, I'm going to have you do it anyways. It's good practice to know how these base offsets work. Okay, so